Hey, how you doing?
I'm just going to grab a cup of coffee.
Okay.
And I'll be right over.
Okay, sure. Very good. Doing very well. Thank you for meeting with me.
Yes, no problem.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
I don't know if you're at all familiar with my work and what I do, but basically I do a local independent media.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. I'm not sponsored by anybody. You know, we don't take money from anything. It's just, I do it on my own because our community needs that. Our community we need a media that's honest with us. And if you notice, the other media, like the Cortland Standard, stuff like that, the stories they published were nothing about it. You know, it's because the hospital sponsors them.
Okay.
So you're never going to get the truth.
Right.
tell you ahead of time, I'm not out to get anyone. You know, there's a lot of good people who work at the hospital. Some of my favorite people. I love a lot of the people that work there. So it's not a thing. I'm not out saying, oh, you know, the hospital's this horrible place. But I think you would probably agree with me when I say that the handling of the Legionella issue was a little bit messed up.
There was a lot.
There's been multiple cases through the years where people went to the hospital who live right in the area, within just a few blocks, and they had Legionella, and they were all told, you got it somewhere else, nothing to do with us, you know. And I'm not saying that's not the case in some of them, but absolutely there's something going on. So, doing my part as an investigative journalist and wanting to help the people that were affected, especially people who became very seriously ill and even had family members die, I think that they should have the truth and some compensation. Although there's no amount of money that brings back your mother or your grandmother, you know. But in this country, that's how we do things. We compensate people. I really appreciate that you reached out to me. You know. Do you want to sit over there? Might be more comfortable. I have a thing for the taller chairs because then I can because I sit in these, my knees are like, you know, but so tell me a little bit about what you've seen and heard. Are you aware of any of the cases of Legionella in the hospital?
We didn't know anything about it until the State Department came.
Yeah.
There weren't any signs of, at least on Cedar Run and on Mystic Glen. That's where I work. And I worked there since 2004. And there were never any signs of until the state just came a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Do you know that the I think it was Governor Cuomo or somebody high up made places like that do the testing. It was state mandating testing that they had to do, and that people actually had to pay attention.
Yeah, I didn't know that. No, there wasn't a formal meeting about it. The signs just appeared. And for a few days, I noticed them, but I didn't read them. You know, you get used to your pace of things.
Yeah.
So you just...
Oh, just another sign.
Yeah. And you're like, you know.
You probably figured if it was something that applied to you, they would have told you, right?
Right. There wasn't a meeting. There wasn't anything. They just went up. Only in the residence rooms at first. That's all in the bathroom. Just a little time, you know. It was right up there. And then one day, I'm in a residence bathroom, and I'm like, and I noticed that it says smokers or something, high smoke. And I'm like, I'm reading it, and I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? So I got done there, and I went out, and I asked about it. And they're like, oh, the state came and made us put the signs up. I guess they did testing. I said, okay. So what does that mean? We can't use the water, how? We can't drink the water. We can't use the water. And at first it's like, oh, you can't drink the water. So I'm like, okay. So at first I thought it was just, you know, the sinks, because you don't really know about that stuff. So you think maybe the water that's being distributed in the rooms is the one that's bad, because you don't understand that it's like the whole thing. So I drank a lot of water out of that ice machine by the nurse's station. There's a little kitchen out of the ice machine. And we just help ourselves to water, ice water, drink ice water all the time. So I drink water all day long. And there's no signs there, you know. So I'm like, okay, business as usual. And then the next day, I'm like, now there's a sign over by the wash sink at the nurse's station, and I'm like, okay, so is this everywhere? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, they drink this water because when every shift we have to put fresh water in the rooms, and that fresh water comes from the kitchenette sink and on the dining room sink, where there were no signs at that time. So I'm like, are they supposed to be drinking the water? There's no sign in there.
So people were still drinking the water after the signs were up?
Days after. Because like I said, I noticed the signs were there. I just didn't bother to read them. I didn't. So probably like a week before I started saving anything. So then I'm like, it's not by the sink over there, so it should be fine. You know, you trust that people know what they're doing. So then it was around 9, I'm like, are they supposed to be drinking this water? And the nurse, the charge nurse, used to go, I don't know, let me find out. The next thing you know, they're bringing out bottled water, these little, bottled water. That comes out for us to give out in the rooms. But Jolene comes out, she's like, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, we're giving out water. She's like, well, don't. Let me find out about this first. So there were one whole day to the next day, and that should be done. The next day I come in, now we're using that. Now they're going into the dining room, because we have to pass out fresh water with all meals. So I go in the dining room, they're all in the rooms, and then now Jolene is coming up checking to make sure that the signs are up everywhere where there's sinks. And I'm like, she's like, is there a sign in the dining room sinks? I'm like, no. She's like, is there a sign in the water fountain in the other lounge? I'm like, no. And neither on this one. And then I'm like, and there's none in the kitchenette, so I think maybe it was that Monday that finally the signs went up in the ice machine. So now we can't use the ice machine, we can't use anything. And I'm like, so I'm opening water bottles to drink myself. And they're like, no, you can't use those. And I'm like, what? You gotta bring your own water. Since when? It's water. I work here. You guys can't supply water? And I'm working here all day. So suppose I don't have money. I can get water. You know, because on a regular day where everything is fine, you get offered at least water. Yeah, that should be free.
Right.
And I'm like, we can't use the water fountains, which was free for us to drink. We can't use that either, so you have to supply us with water, because we need to at least drink water. You gotta bring your own. I'm like, okay. So then it wasn't until like 2 days later they finally brought up the little sheet that explains Legionnaires or whatever, but it wasn't put up, it was just on the nurse's station. And we're like, what's this paper? Oh, that's what it is. Okay, you might want to put that up. Just guessing, I mean, you know. So then I'm like, you inhale it? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so we're washing our hands with this water. The employees are. But we're filling up buckets of water in the morning. And we're washing residents up with this. And we're washing their face with this water.
Yeah. And
we're doing the same thing again at night. Because at some point in that translation, they went and put filters in the shower rooms. And they're like, oh, don't touch the white part. And I'm like, okay, why not? And I'm like, but that doesn't resolve the bigger issue. They take the bath once a week, okay? So you're gonna put a filter there, but you're not gonna filter the sinks that we use every single morning and every single night to wash them up. This happens every day. Oh, well, that's just how we're doing it. I'm like,
It's very dangerous because, as you probably know, when it's the hot water, it's steamy, and if they breathe that steam in, they get the bacteria in their lungs, and then it causes a type of pneumonia. What I learned at the hospital is one of the things that really helped them cover it up, we'll say, is that they just, every time somebody had this problem, they would just say they had pneumonia because it's basically the same thing. There was a lot of things I couldn't put in that video yet because of what's going on, but I can tell you there was a number of cases where people were in that hospital and they had Legionnaires, and there's one case where it was actually a friend of mine, a girl I went to school with. It was her father, and he had a grand mal seizure. He almost passed away, but they did multiple tests, testing for Legionnaires and everything, and it came back negative. He went to University Hospital, as you know, happens all the time. They're always sending people up there, and then they tested him again, and it was Legionnaires. So I think that's really suspicious that all these tests are coming back negative. You know, it's not, the tests are supposed to be pretty accurate. You know, it's 2017.
yeah.
You know, it's a simple test. So there's been a lot of really suspicious things. And the problem is that the hospital is very good at covering up what happened, okay? And they're, not only that, but a lot of the people who are the owners and higher-ups there are very respected members of the community. So it could potentially be very difficult to really prove something, you know. I will tell you that as of today, I'm aware of 6 victims. 2 people died, and actually possibly a 7th who went to Rochester Hospital afterwards and passed away there. So possibly 7, but definitely 6. One was a kitchen employee. I had a couple of the kitchen employees reach out to me, and they're some of the most susceptible because they're around hot water all day.
I work there too.
You work in the kitchen?
I work down there.
Then you know. You're around hot, steamy water all day.
Yeah.
I worked in a nursing home before, similar situation, hot water all day. One of the employees there was confirmed to have Legionnaires, and the hospital went on like the major news media, and they said that there's never been a case of confirmed Legionnaires there. But that's where we have them by the balls, because I have proof that, I definitely have proof that at least one person did. But we're going to need more proof. Something we need, something that's very, very important. And you can think about this, be very careful, be wise about it, but we need to know who is sick. That's the most important thing, is finding out who the victims are. That's the only way anything's going to happen, because then once we know who they are, we can find out the circumstances surrounding their case, and we can maybe make something happen. You know, I don't know what'll ever come of it, if anything, but I'm definitely willing to do more reporting on it in the future. Anything you want to tell me will be kept confidential unless I have your permission to do otherwise. I don't want to put your job in jeopardy. I don't want to fuck your world up.
I don't work there anymore.
Oh, you don't work there anymore? You quit?
No, I got terminated because I went in a few times. The weather, so I don't have snow tires and I live all the way in Marathon.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about it is, I got to get a hold of my friend that worked there. He worked there for a whole year, and he was taking he was covering for Mr. Black. And he gets home and he was all upset. He's like, I went in a room and the guy was just fine. He's like, he was a younger guy, maybe like 50, he's 50. So I go in the room, he was fine, he seemed fine. So I walked out of the room, and the next thing you know, they called him a COVID. And the next thing you know, he died. And I'm like, what? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, but this other girl, she's still working there. After everything was said and done, they brought all the employees in a meeting. And he's like, I found it really funny because I spoke to her and she like, what happened? And she said that she walked in there and he seemed to be choking, but then she just walked out. And I said,
Your coffee's dripping.
But,
Sorry to interrupt you. It was dripping out of the back, so there's some on the floor. The lid must not be tight or something. Sorry.
He's like, really upset. He's like, I don't understand how she was in. See somebody actively choking. And then, we don't do CPR. We're all CPR certified. We're not allowed to do it. Only the nurses are allowed to do it. And I'm like, well, if we're certified to do it, then if we're the first one in, wouldn't it be detrimental that if we're the first ones in, that we start until someone else can come in, we have to wait for them. So she went and got somebody else, and then, and then all that. And all this time, everybody's running around. Apparently she hadn't reported that he wasn't looking good. And I'm like, okay. So he found that really fishy, really funny, really so then now the guy is like, I gotta get a hold of him, basically to tell you exactly what happened. He's like, I don't feel very good about it. And then next thing you know, he is terminated. He's gone. And I'm like, how are you gone? I'm like, how are you gone? Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm like, how are you gone? But Alicia's still there. I don't understand that. You would think, that she would get reprimanded, because it doesn't, it doesn't add up how the man was found, and then he's dead. And you always think you would leave it up to families to try to figure out, what's going on. Definitely, that was my dad or whatever. We're going to have an autopsy. We're going to find out what happened. My dad was 50-something years old, and he choked, and he's dead. So, you would think that's the hospital's responsibility. If my parent died because they choked, that's somebody's fault.
Yeah.
Because he's under your care. And the floor full of nurses, and the whole floor, and my dad just died in the room. Wouldn't you think that, and then all of a sudden, Tyree's gone, and she's still there. She still works there. She still does.
When exactly did you get fired?
July 5th. July 5th. And I always think that I get fired because I'm the nosiest.
July 5th?
January 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always think I'm the nosiest. You know what I mean? I always like to dig in things and ask questions, and why is this way? Why is that way? And why are we doing this? And why are we doing that? And the next day, they take the bottles away, and then I'm like, okay, so we're done, everything is fixed, and now everything is fine. And they're like, no, we just have 2 people on the floor that are supposed to get the bottles, but nobody else. And I'm like, why? So we're worrying about cost, but nothing is fixed because we can't use anything. The only 2 people get, I don't know, it's so insane that I don't understand it at all. I don't get it.
I am with you. That seems a little messed up to me.
It does.
Here's the thing, is that if it's still an issue, it's not just people that are sick and old that could possibly have an issue. Okay? The young man who worked in the kitchen, I looked at his Facebook profile. He doesn't look like someone who's sick and old.
I know him too. I know everybody there. Everyone. I know everyone everywhere because I've been there since 2004.
Well, it also causes symptoms similar to a flu. So a lot of people who they just think they have a flu. I mean, who goes in and gets tested? If you feel like you have the flu, you just say, "Oh, I have the flu. I just deal with it."
Now, is that contagious? Once you have Legionella, is it contagious to another person?
No. No.
Because my friend Tanya, she's a best friend of mine. Her grandfather is a Cedar Rock.
Is a what?
He lives in Cedar Rock. Her grandfather.
Okay.
And her son frequents there, to visit with his grandmother all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been sick. He's been sick for like 2 weeks. And she was thinking about maybe that was it, but they go to this hospital, and his pediatrician is from her. Ties to the hospital, So I'm like, you need to take him to Syracuse and do a test and see if that's what it is, because he goes there to see, his grandma. He drinks water, he monkeys around with the water, and he goes in the kitchen and he gets ice water. So you should check and see if he has that, because if he does, I'm telling you right now, that's what he got. And if your grandma feels sick, then they all need to be tested for that. But she goes there every single day to feed her husband. Every single day she goes there. Every day. I'm like, you need to get her, her grandma was sick. I said, if grandma gets sick again, then you need to find out. Because everybody goes there. She has an aunt that works there. She works there. And I'm like, these guys get sick. I don't know how long she's worked there. She's worked there a really, 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 really long time.